this week we've been talking about the Age of Exploration. The Age of Exploration started in the 15th century, which is about the same time that the Renaissance really began. And it went into the 17th century, which you're talking 1600s, late 1600s, although it still continued after that for a long time. We even look at it as space exploration is a continuation of it. But the age of exploration was an age when Europeans began to explore other regions of the world. Why? For several different reasons. One, trade. They wanted to find new trade routes to Asia because of the spices that they were wanting, and they were hoping to get cheaper prices and not having to wait as long as they had been, because remember, they were talking about Muslim empires ruling that trade route and increasing the prices or causing the prices to skyrocket, but they were also taking months and months and months for those spices to get in. So Europeans were actually hoping that they could start a new trade route or find trade routes that would cheapen the prices, and they would get there faster. And of course, trade was one, of course, but discovery, finding new land, that fame that you have with finding new lands and actually proving that the earth wasn't flat, that was a big personal thing for them, for many of them. And then you have personal wealth, because of course we know you find new lands, you have those resources, you have those golds, and then whichever royal country or royalty paid you to do the exploration gave you a significant amount of money for that expedition. Now, who paved the way for this? Spain and Portugal led the way. In 1488, they took off with it and really began to explore the territories around South America and Africa. The English, the French, and the Dutch all followed in those explorations a few years later. But with that, you had Prince Henry, the navigator, who was the Prince of Portugal. And he had this huge interest in discovering things and new technology and exploration. Now, he did set up the first expedition, but he did not go on the first expedition. He set up a school where the explorers could bring things back to him, and he could teach his students what their learning was, or what the findings were, and they could learn more about it. They would bring back, explorers would bring back plants, pictures of plants. They would draw pictures of leaves and trees and beautiful shrubberies and flowers and other kinds of plants that they had never seen before. And they'd also bring back pictures of animals, and sometimes even the live animals. And this is how we begin to see the trade routes taking place and actually bringing certain things over to one world from a new world. But Prince Henry the Navigator is what they called him because of his fascinations for expeditions and exploration. Had a high interest in learning the technology and discovering things. And then with that, areas of high exploration during this time were Africa, Asia, North and South America. So you have 4 continents right there that were being explored. And these continents have turned out to be today, in fact, one that we live on, the North American continent. So colonization actually stemmed from the Age of Exploration. But all of the expeditions, which are trips, are journeys that these explorers take to go exploring, they're called expeditions. So all exploring expeditions were funded by royals of the country that the explorer was hired to sail for. Now, as we've been talking about, Christopher Columbus, he sailed for Spain, although he was Italian. And Ponce de Leon, who discovered Florida, he also sailed for Spain, and he was Spanish. And then, of course, our very own Sir Walter Raleigh, who sailed for England, or Britain, the British, as I put down here. He sailed for England, and he came to North America. He is the founder of the Lost Colony, and helped or aided in the colonization of Jamestown as well. And of course, our capital is named after Raleigh. So all of these together is really what set forth the Age of Exploration. And as you will continue to see, the Age of Exploration has built so much more than just finding out where Africa was, where Asia was, and the new trade routes. It also set forth motions for colonization, for introduction to, as I said before, new things, new discoveries. And as we begin to see, we're going to see the impact, both the advantages and the disadvantages that the Age of Exploration had on our world and how it affects today.